Well, good Monday morning to you, and welcome to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy with Doctors Jim and Janine Fox of Doctors Nutrition, located on Cowan Road in Gulfport, just south of Pass Road. Our phone lines are 896-0713 or 800-349-0713. If you have a call, if you have a question for the doctors, you can either be on the air and ask them personally, or you can pass the question along to our operator, and they'll be glad to pass it along to us. First Monday of the month, always open line Monday. So.
Already April.
Scott, I know.
That's right. Christmas
April
shopping
already,
before you
and
know it,
everybody's
right?
got the allergy stuff going on, as you can tell by the baritone voice here going on. But it's kind of jumped on me too over the weekend. But but anyway, it's just one of those things. Everybody's got it. Pollen going on.
Yeah. Well, you know, it rained, and now of course it's clear, and a little bit more pollen kind of floating around in the air. You know, the rain kept it down, but we're back to having it floating around. So.
And from the look of the forecast, it doesn't look like it's going to be much rain this week at all.
No, it's going to be gorgeous.
Which is good, yes.
Which is good, because I do like clear skies.
Yeah.
Blue skies, as
Rain
Willie Nelson used to sing. Blue skies,
that's
smiling at me.
Yeah.
So anyway, open line Monday again, 896-0713, 800-349-0713. Any questions that you have regarding your health, and that's the whole idea of this show. You know, we want to help you to live healthy and be healthy, and in different ways, and you'd be surprised how simple it actually can be. I mean, just changing some lifestyle situations. You know, maybe you know, the way that you eat, and which, you know, Mississippi is not high up on the list as those who eat healthily.
No,
if that's a word, but still, I mean, number one in diabetes, number one in obesity. So, you know, those are a couple of things already that are against us. But it's very simple. You know, the things that you can do to change your lifestyle to live a lot healthier and live longer.
You know, one of the things, you know, of course, this coming up, it's open line, so we decided that we might have a few things just to kind of get things started off here. There was a 98th meeting, annual meeting of the Endocrine Society of Boston this past weekend.
And it was in Boston. It was in Boston. Of Boston.
Well,
it was in Boston. But
okay.
Anyway.
In Boston. Okay. Interesting things came out of it. One of which we thought was very interesting because we, you know, put a lot of emphasis on the thyroid function, and they showed that even a low normal, even though your thyroid may be normal, but low normal, it's not quite functioning 100%, so to speak, you know, increase your risk for type 2 diabetes. And that's not good.
Yeah, especially if you were already insulin resistant, which we see a lot of people are, or pre-diabetic, which falls in that range where they're not diabetic yet. And they show that even the low normal thyroid makes you more likely to turn into a type 2 diabetic.
And that's something for those of you out there listening, they say, well, I'm not insulin resistant. You might be, because there's something like 60-something%, and it's pushing it up now. They keep, you know, nudging it up to maybe close to 70% of the population in the United States is insulin resistant, starting showing the first signs of insulin resistance, which is the precursor to prediabetes, which is the precursor to diabetes.
Now, is this something that's hereditary? The thyroid problem, is that something that's hereditary?
No, it can be, but it's not necessarily. We're seeing so much thyroid problems that it doesn't run in the families. I mean, you see a lot that does, but you see a lot that doesn't. And a lot of the things are pointing to thyroid problems is the endocrine disruptors in our environment, which is a lot of the plastics and pesticides and things like that contain chemicals that are endocrine disruptors. So it disrupts the endocrine system, which the thyroid is one of the big things in the endocrine system.
So one of the things that you hear from time to time about, you know, talking about plastics. Yeah. Don't leave your water bottle in your car,
the sun, right?
In the sun or anything, because it's not good for you. I believe we have a call from Graham in Gulfport. Good morning, Graham. You have a question for the doctors?
Yes, I do. I'm due to have a biopsy done on my lung, and they told me to quit taking the aspirin, and I stopped that, and it's due on the 7th. And the question is, should I take a glipizide too? And I wondered if I need to stop that.
No.
Not that I know of, but you might want to check with the doctor or pharmacy, but not that I know of. The other things that you definitely, anything that's blood thinning is what they want you to stop. And even the natural substances that we use, like fish oil, vitamin E, ginkgo biloba, anything that thins the blood is what they want you to stop. And usually the diabetic medications don't actually thin the blood.
Yeah, I've never seen anything about that. Right. So
Which other one were you going to ask?
So a multivitamin
I would probably stop
also?
a couple days before because there is vitamin E normally in a multivitamin. So
Typically.
you just don't want any chance of bleeding extra, and that's kind of what they stop the aspirin for, is because it does thin the blood.
Right.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank
very
you.
good.
Thank you very
Hope
much.
everything comes out okay for you. Okay.
896-0713, 800-349-0713. Our phone lines are open to you. It's our Open Line Monday, so you have a question to the doctors regarding anything health-wise, you know, as he's called in about that question, please feel free to do so.
Yeah. You know, we've talked about the paleo diet a lot.
Yes.
You know, and it's something interesting back to our...
Or we talk about the no grains and no sugar, which
Yeah.
goes along with the paleo
Goes along-
diet.
Yeah. Well, they actually did one of the presentations at the Endocrine Society was about the paleo diet in obese menopausal females. Yeah. So if you're past menopause and you're obese, you're overweight, they showed that it definitely decreased, you know, helped with weight loss tremendously and decreased your risk for cardiovascular disease.
And decrease the risk for type 2 diabetes.
Right.
So that was another big thing that they brought out. Some of these big meetings each year in the different societies and different areas of medicine have some pretty interesting things.
They sure do.
Because that was another one that they showed, was that if you actually, the paleo diet really does make a difference, and it really does work. And I don't think you have to be obese and postmenopausal to do it.
No.
But
Well, no, I mean,
It's really good for anybody, actually.
one of the
Yeah.
guys that I work here with has been on the paleo
Yeah.
diet for a while, and he's, you know, in great shape.
we are very close to paleo. I mean, I can say we eat a few beans, and beans are not technically paleo, but I mean, there's a few things that we do. But as a whole, the paleo diet now, I always tell people there's so many recipes you can find online. If you type in paleo and anything you want to cook, you can come up with 20 different ways of cooking it. That would actually be grain-free, sugar-free, and dairy-free.
And those are the key things.
Those are some of the key things for
Grain-free,
paleo.
sugar-free, yeah.
It is. So, I mean, it's something that you can find so many recipes nowadays for, because it's gotten so big on the internet.
All right. 896-0713, 800-349-0713. You have a question for the doctors this morning. It's Open Line Monday. Give us a call. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy, with Doctors Jim and Janine Fox of Doctors Nutrition, located on Calvin Road in Gulfport, just south of Pass Road. Diane from Ocean Springs called in with a question. Should you be fasting before a blood test for your thyroid?
Not necessary for the thyroid test, no.
No, thyroid test is a non-fasting test, but tests that are fasting is, of course, a fasting sugar, a fasting insulin, lipids should be fasted, which is your cholesterol, triglycerides, all the breakdown there. Homocysteine is a fasting test. Even B12 is a fasting test. So there are tests that are fasting, but actually thyroid is not one of them.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Diane. Thank you for the call. Of course, we're going to mention that Doctors Nutrition is open Monday through Friday from 8, I guess.
Hey, yeah.
We're not there.
Whoa.
10 to 5.
Yeah.
10 to
Okay.
5.
That's better.
Saturdays 11 to 2. And
Okay.
Jim and Janine are there Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And Dr. Mays is there on Wednesdays and Fridays.
All right.
Yep.
So, again, always a great staff of people there. Every time I come in there, y'all are busy.
Oh, yeah.
yes. Oh, yeah.
We
Stay
stay
slammed in
busy. It's a good thing to do. It's better to stay busy, I think.
So anyway, but it's Open Line Monday. So you have a question regarding anything regarding health, please feel free to call, and that's what we're here for, and we'll try to answer it for you.
Yeah. Something else
So,
that came out of that. Oh, there's another.
yes.
Oh, there's
Oh,
a
we got
caller.
somebody else?
Sue
Okay.
from Gulfport is on the phone with us. Good morning, Sue.
Hi.
You have a
Hi.
question for the doctors.
Yeah, what really works for a body detox?
Excuse me?
What really works for body detox?
Oh, what works? Wow.
Well, it depends on.
Rule number one of, let me stop.
Yes, yeah.
Rule number one for detoxification. Stop putting toxins in. Now.
Yeah, you do. You have to actually, I was going to say the same thing.
Oh, okay.
You have to stop putting toxins in, because if you keep eating wrong and you keep putting toxins in and you're exposed to chemicals, then it's not going to help to detoxify. Now, we always recommend, if you do any type of detox product, you have to make sure you are eliminating. If someone is constipated, it is actually worse for them to try to detox because they're going to retoxify. They're not going to get rid of the toxins,
Yeah,
they're
you're
going to
gonna
reabsorb.
recycle,
They're
yeah.
going to recycle. So you always have to make sure you're going to the bathroom first. And then, and we have some daily detox formulas. All your greens are really good as a daily detox. We even have something called detox greens. And it's all your green stuff, the chlorella, the spirulina, and all your green vegetables, the broccoli and the spinach, and your greens and the chlorophyll are really good detoxifiers.
Extremely good, yeah.
And so that is one of the big things. And there's so many different areas of detoxifying. You talk about a detox, I mean, there's liver detoxes, there's kidney detoxes, there's fungal detoxes. So there's a lot to it more than just one thing.
And, you know, one of the most important things, too, Sue, when you're trying to, you know, we're trying to detoxify and get rid of it, like Janine said, you know, we want to make sure that you're eliminating, you know, proper bowel function. You know, of course, that take in the, for instance, probiotics. Really important in that.
Probiotics help take the toxins away from the liver.
A lot of them, that's what they do. They consume the toxins and then we get rid of them. Other thing is make sure you drink plenty of good, clean water. I mean, that's so important.
Water is probably one of your better detoxifiers.
Really?
We even have a product called DN Detox, which is Doctor's Nutrition Detox, and it's a 2-week detox. It's a full body detox. But like I said, we always tell people they're not just catch-alls.
No.
If you do it, it doesn't really necessarily clear up every problem you have, depending on what the problem is. But you know, we live in a toxic world, unfortunately. So we all have toxins. And it is good occasionally to do a detox, and that DN detox is a full body detox that you can do, you know, every 3 to 6 months. And it's one that, you know, you can do. Like I said, the detox greens is a daily detox.
I was going to say that's one that a lot of people get used to and they start doing. So you might something to think about because it does help. It's got some fibers and stuff in it that help with elimination.
And it does have a lot of people says the detox greens helps them eliminate regularly.
Right.
Because it definitely makes a difference with your greens to make you regular.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sue, for the call. We now have David from Long Beach on the phone with us. Good morning, David. You have a question for the doctors?
I do. Thank you for taking my call.
No problem.
Thank you.
I was wanting to know what the doctors felt about treatments for psoriasis. I've had it for years, and it's really bad. I've tried the Embrel and everything, which the expense and the side effects are, you know, bad.
And with psoriasis, I mean, we just had the caller before talk about toxins. They know that a lot of things that are toxic comes out through the skin, and psoriasis is probably one of them. It's definitely an immune problem as well. So you have to work on quite a few different things. We always say to eliminate dairy and eliminate grains from the diet, and a lot of times that alone can help psoriasis some.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably one of the biggest things. You know that, and then you know, increase the amount of probiotics. I mean, there's some really good research out there showing some of the specific strains of the probiotics that we should be getting in our diet all the time that are very good at helping that detoxification like Sue had called about, as well as getting rid of some of the problem, helping clear up some of the problems in the gut that actually leads to psoriasis.
And even the fish oils can be beneficial for psoriasis. There's so many things that affect psoriasis. So that is, we look at it on an individual basis, and a lot of times it's liver detoxification as well. Yeah. Because if you don't detoxify properly, it comes out through the skin. That's what happens. Is if you don't, if your body's not detoxifying, then what happens is it literally comes out through the skin. Right. So bring us your current lab work, and we can see what we can help you specifically with, because everybody is a little bit different.
And we'd be glad to sit down with you and go over diet and everything too.
And there's no charge for consultation.
That's great. Right. Okay, Diane from Long Beach called in with a question. Is there anything that you can do to prevent fever blisters from popping up when you go out in the sun?
Well, the big thing with fever blisters is, of course, it's one of the usually caused by one of the herpes viruses. One of the big things that you can do is take the a common amino acid called L-lysine. Take that, you know, on a daily basis.
It's inexpensive, and the problem is most people that take L-lysine don't take enough. For prevention, you probably want at least 2,000 milligrams a day, and actually, if you have a fever blister, you can go up to like 5,000 milligrams a day.
Or more.
Or more. Now, not in kids. Kids cannot take. It can actually stunt growth in growing kids long term that amount. So we're just saying this is more for adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Good question.
Thank you very much for the call.
Yeah.
Lily May of Gulfport is on the phone with us with a question. Good morning, Lily. We have a question for the doctors.
Good morning. Yes, I've just been a healthy person, but recently I've gotten to the place where I get weak and can't move and for a certain amount of time, and then it's messing with my memory. But anyway, I was at the ER. They after they put me in the hospital, they sent off for a blood test. And for high CPK levels.
High CPK levels?
They said I was dehydrated and put me on a drip for sodium. But anyway, the results came back with the word called aldolase. ALDOLASE.
That's a test.
And they put me. I have an appointment. Well, I don't know what's going on. It's just like.
Probably the best thing to do with somebody that has a lot of stuff going on is to get a copy of your lab work. You can get copies of anything you've had done and bring it to us.
Right.
Because it takes a lot more. We even look at levels that aren't quite out of range but might be toward the end of the range. So it's hard to tell you with just a little bit of information.
Yeah.
But if you get a copy of everything and come in, we'll tell you what we possibly can do nutritionally and supplement for you to actually help.
Yeah, sure. A lot of things can be done, but like I say, you would just have to gather up all that information so we got the whole picture.
Because the CK being elevated is a muscle breakdown, and there's a lot of things you can do for muscle health and the mitochondria in the muscle. So especially like the CoQ10. But like I said, we just want to look at the whole picture. So bring in your lab work, and we can kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Mildred, I know she's hanging on the phone with us. We'll get to you in just a moment. Thank you for holding, and we'll be back with our final segment and this week's special. And welcome back. It is our Monday morning live edition of Healthy Living South Mississippi. Live healthy, be healthy with Doctors Jim and Janine Fox of Doctors Nutrition. And of course, the first Monday of every month, we do the Open Line Monday. Mildred is on the phone with us right now. Good morning, Mildred. What is your question for the doctors?
Well, I'm a diabetic too.
Okay.
And I suffer diabetic neuropathy pain real bad.
Okay.
And them grass seems like nothing I take will help me with it, and it almost drives me crazy. It hurts so bad.
It does. I mean,
Yeah, it really does.
Nerve
Not
pain
good,
is
yeah.
probably one of the worst pains you can have, and that's what the neuropathy is that you're feeling is nerve pain.
Right.
And okay, the first step for diabetics with nerve pain is to control your blood sugar. And so dietary changes, making sure that sugar stays completely normal and doesn't spike up during the day. Because
believe me, I keep it that way.
okay, good. Now, if you've
Okay.
done that, then you actually have to help with the nerve damage that's already there. And we do have some natural things that's been shown really helpful. There's the R-lipoic acid.
That's a really big
We
one.
have something called inosine. Even some of your B12 and folic acid supplements help with that. And we even have something called neurochondria that's a combination of things together to actually help with the nerve damage. So there's definitely things you can do. It's slow. Anytime you're trying to help a nerve, it is very slow. But I have had people with the inosine say that it actually helped the pain pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of a very specific amino acid.
Right.
That,
And a lot of the research is done for MS, but yet we've seen that it actually helps with the pain for diabetic neuropathy as well. So if you come by our store, we have a few things that definitely you can try and help. It's not an instant, but it definitely over time should help.
Okay, where
get
y'all
better.
so it's located?
We are on Cowan Road in Gulfport, just south of Pass Road.
You say Collins?
Cowan.
Cowan, C-O-W-A-N.
Yeah, Callan Lorraine. You know where Callan Lorraine Road is?
C-O-W-A-N?
A-N,
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Do you know where the old Kmart used to be on Pass Road in Gulfport?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right by there.
It's right across the
across the
street
street.
from there on Callan Road.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so just come by and see
Can I
us.
drive by
And
anytime?
there's the address
Yeah.
on your screen.
We're,
Yeah.
the store is open Monday through
Okay.
Friday, 10 to 5:30. We're there Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So you can come by and we'll see what we can do
I'll try
for
to
you.
make it over there Tuesday. 'Cause
Okay.
I gotta
Okay. Sounds
run
good.
ahead the house.
Okay.
Look forward to helping you.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
thank
you very
you.
much, Mildred. Nita, thank you for holding. You had a question for the doctors regarding shampoo.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I see that y'all's hair looks so healthy and shiny, and I was just.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
I take blood thinners because I've had a heart attack
Uh-huh.
and blood pressure medicines and stuff, and some of it makes it thin, fall out, you know.
Right.
And I was just curious, and they say my water has sulfur in it, so it would be useless to buy shampoo without, sulfur in it because we're on well water. But what is your recommendation for, shampoo?
Okay, for shampoo, you always want one without the sodium lauryl sulfate, without phthalates, which is actually the chemicals that we talked about being endocrine disruptors. But on top of that, your hair is a reflection of the health inside.
It is.
Doesn't necessarily matter what shampoo you use as much as what you put in your body. So we do have a lot. I mean, I actually every day take something called Arthred, which is collagen. And it's for joints, but we have more women take it for their hair and their skin and their nails. Because, of
I need
course,
that
everybody
too.
wants
I
it to
need
be
that
pretty.
too.
Exactly.
Their knees
So-
could be falling off, but
I
my
know,
hair
but
looks
that-
good.
That hair's gonna look good. You're
Doesn't
right
matter
about
what the
that.
joints
That's
feel
for
like
sure.
as long as the hair looks good. And I do take that myself every day, and we take biotin, and we take a lot of healthy things internal, and even your fish oils, all
Yeah.
that can make a difference in your hair health, but it starts from within. So I do say it's not necessarily the shampoo, it's
Okay.
also, but especially with you saying you have some health problems, that has affected your hair loss. So if you come by, we can show you some different things, and like I said, just that can make you overall healthier, make your hair look better too.
Right.
Okay, I have my blood work. Will I bring it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, bring
Bro,
it with
yeah,
you.
bring it by.
Definitely,
Okay,
definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then thank you very much.
Okay, thank
All right.
you.
Look
Thank you
forward
so
to
much
seeing
for
you.
the call. 896-0713, 800-349-0713. Our phone lines are open. We have just a few minutes left on the show.
Now would be a good time to talk about our
special.
special.
I was
While we
gonna
got a
say.
gap here, yeah.
Okay,
all right.
what you got this week?
Well, this week we have it's a new product. It's called CV Core for cardiovascular.
Yeah,
and
it's a combination
Yeah.
of like CoQ10. It has your B12, your methylated folate, your betaine. It has that vitamin K2 that we talk about a lot.
A lot,
Now,
yeah.
we've mentioned
ADK2.
before that statin drugs deplete CoQ10 and K2. So if you're on a statin, this is a perfect way of supplementing both products at the same time. You get your CoQ10 and your vitamin K2 along with other nutrients for the heart. It also
Very
has your
specific to the heart,
carnitine,
right.
has the L-carnitine, so it has a lot of good stuff in it, but it's a really good new product that we have.
Okay, 896-0713, 800-349-0713. We still have just a few minutes left for the show this morning. You have a question for the doctors, but relief from the allergy stuff. I know one of the Allergena
Yeah,
is one of the great
Allergena.
things.
Yeah,
Took
that's
some
huge.
right before I walked in myself.
Yes, yes.
Aller 7 Plus. So we do have a few things that really make a difference with the allergies.
You know, and this may sound kind of crazy. Everybody says, well, sounds kind of stupid, but if you're outside working in the yard, mowing the lawn, things like that, get you one of those little dust masks.
Yeah.
You might look weird, okay? Or, so your
But it
neighbors
really
might look
does
but it
help
does
with
it keeps
allergies.
down the amount that you actually inhale. And gosh, those things are cheap. You can buy them really
Like we've,
inexpensive.
like we've talked
Yeah.
before, even though this time of the year everybody likes to keep their windows open at home, it's not a great idea when there's so much pollen out.
That's
so
right.
if you have allergies, close those windows and turn on the air conditioner.
Even with
the
a
air
screen?
condition, yes.
Well, yeah, it just
Yeah,
goes
because
right through.
pollen's so tiny it goes through the screens. So and the air conditioning does actually filter out a lot of the pollens and stuff that's in the air. So you want to close the windows, turn on the air conditioner, and that helps allergies as well.
Right.
Some of the simple things you can do
Change those filters in
makes a
that air
difference.
conditioner.
Change
Oh,
the
yeah,
filters in the
definitely
air
change those.
condition. We even had a lady call about changing the filters in the air conditioner in your car.
Right.
So I mean, there's little things that you can do that.
I had one of
definitely
our engineers here come out to the house, and I had bought one of the programmable thermostats.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he installed that for me because I know nothing about electricity. That was just nothing.
No, it'll bite you.
I get paid to talk, not fix things. I'm sorry. So, it works great, and those things they say will save you quite a bit of money.
They will.
Yeah.
If you
we have
something like that.
we have all the automatic thermostats and
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, and they're not that expensive.
And I keep mine turned way down.
Yeah. Part of that study that was this weekend.
Another
yeah.
study that they showed about brown fat.
They showed that steroids, so next time you get a shot of steroids for whatever reason, those steroids actually inhibit the brown fat, because we have white fat and brown fat. Brown fat's the good guy, and it inhibits that brown fat from actually doing its job, which can help you lose weight.
Right, and when we look at what can you do to stimulate your brown fat, one of the things is turn your air conditioner down. Actually make it colder in your house will make
She's got
you-
that one down, Pat.
Right, I do. I've always done that. And
Frostbite
melatonin
falls,
and
okay.
exercise and diet and I mean,
Well, they
all that
say,
makes a
I was
difference,
reading
too.
that if you sleep with your thermostat at night, if you sleep with your thermostat set to around 66, 67, where it's cold in the room,
I do
that it's actually
65.
65. You had to go one better, didn't you?
I got 65.
But it is actually better for you health-wise.
Health-wise,
It is.
right.
To sleep in that cold environment like
Just
that.
cost a lot on electricity,
That's
especially
true.
around here.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us this week. Next week, we're talking about PCOS.
Which is
Yes.
polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Okay. So join us again next week on Monday here at 9 o'clock in the morning on WLOX CBS. And we will show you how you can live healthy and be healthy. Have a
Exactly.
great week.